crazy, man. It's probably mad with, yo, you gotta go back. What's up, man? Hey, we had a good time, you know, man. I'll be super serious.
Exactly. Crazy, exactly. It's always the one you don't see coming, you know?
Anyways, man. Next match, man, it's gonna be crazy. Like the rematch?
Oh, man.
It's not going anywhere. Right, she's like, I didn't like how my mom, reacted sometimes. See certain shit.
Whole milk instead of almond milk in my latte, and you know that really messes me up.
I was just scrolling. What's going on your phone?
Nothing's going on my phone.
Got your whole
Why are you always
attention
worried
like
about
that?
what I'm doing? Wasn't you just doing something just now?
Yeah, you being wild disrespectful. What's up with you?
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
But you were. Gyro salad.
I think I'm gonna do the, I need the passion fruit though. I'm gonna do the passion fruit with some mint.
Who's playing? Okay, let's see.
Let me do one gyro salad. And an order of the Old Bay wings.
Never seen him before in my life. Now you lying.
I'm not lying.
When did you start
Because
lying?
don't know.
So now I don't know what I'm talking about.
So can we add the
Old Bay wings, those are nice?
Yeah. Watch how you speak to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not one of your little friends.
That's exactly why I didn't want to be in your conversation.
I'm not one of the other dudes you can mess with either, yo. Can't disrespect me like that. All that crazy talking you be doing.
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful.
You wasn't trying, but you was being
Excuse me, man.
successful.
Is everything okay?
Hey, yo, she's fine.
Miss everything alright?
I said everything's fine. Yo,
Everything is alright.
she don't speak English or something? You trying to be a superhero or something? It's America. We talk English around here, boy.
Damn.
Well, I'm not making sense to you? Go back over to the register. This ain't the problem that you want, dog. You ain't wake up for this.
Yeah, man. It's not our business, man. We're not here for this, bro.
Yeah,
Not our
not.
business, bro.
It's really not.
We're not here for this.
I promise you. This ain't what you want, dog. Keep it pushing. Hey, yo, listen to your man. Keep it pushing, dog. Theo Huxley's looking at. Can't believe these dudes, man.
Thank you.
Calling be sweet, telling me you need me, but I'm from a city that's
Hey, come back. What was that in here, yo?
I didn't do nothing. Why you always doing that? You always being dramatic.
Why you so hard pressed to be in your
All he said was have a good day. Like that's it.
Just that. You stay lying. I swear, yo. Hey, yo. That'll be your last time embarrassing me somewhere. Every time you go somewhere, yo.
Excuse you, bruh. Forgot your drink. Yo, man, chill. I already called the cops. Down. I called the police. Straight, man. Relax, all right? Relax. Right with me, man.
I didn't ask you for help. I didn't ask. Nobody asked you for help. I didn't ask you.
Man.
I hate you. Are you okay? Wake up. Somebody help me! Get up! Oh my goodness! Somebody help!
Welcome to another episode of Street Survivors, where we capture the reality of application in the academia of technique, embodied by our system, Sanuces Jiu-Jitsu. Let's get started. Firstly, what we'd like to acknowledge is that in this scenario, our defender made a choice to approach our would-be attacker in a seated position, unaware of whether he had a weapon or not. Also, from the outside, the perception very well may have been that he was the assailant as he decided to make that approach. At this point, as our assailant rose, both parties were clearly within equal striking distance of each other. This situation should be avoided. Arguably, at the last opportunity to defuse the situation, both defenders chose to respond aggressively. On first contact, I'm isolating the limb that my attacker has given me, and I'm striking two targets simultaneously. The knee strike is grounding my opponent in order for me to come trace to the wrist and employ the Nikio, more commonly known as wrist lock. From this position, his head came towards my knee, so it's only practical for me to utilize that placement. With the threat of an edged weapon, what we saw here was our defender trying to cover as much space as possible, utilizing large motor skills. In his fight or flight scenario, he also utilized that block to transition into a movement, a tenkan or a pivot, in order to create space between him and his attacker. Again, directly out of our curriculum, our defender was able to protect his center line from the weapon, utilizing a soft block, obtaining control of the arm, and then placing his elbow directly on top of the weapon to achieve the disarm. At this point in the confrontation, even with the upper hand, no presumption should be made about the attacker's skill level. When the clinch was obtained, you saw that the attacker had the opportunity to throw the knee. When the knee was canceled, however, the low line of attack was clearly exposed. Using the movements directly out of our kata, you saw him strike the low line, followed by the elbow flare under the chin, resulting in the vision being taken. Let's see that one more time. Here we're demonstrating a concept known as move with the mover. As you can see here, our defender was struck. However, he was able to flow with that strike to deliver the strike of his own. All throws are based on geometry and positioning. From here, my hip is outside of his hip, his arm is tight on my shoulder, therefore he feels the wrench, causing him to raise, and as I displace the hip, that results in the throw. Sanuces is based on the simplicity of survival. We have to address even the most fundamental fight mechanics, which in this case was the jab. Here, we utilized a simple parry, but we were in direct line of threat from the cross. As the cross came, we utilized the closest hand to obtain the fan block. Here we traced Tai Musubi, body connection, down, and employed the uppercut. As the body naturally recoils, this strike with the elbow came into the sternum, fed the grip transition, and cupped underneath the armpit to get a throw known as Ippon Shiinage. The second defender's most obvious mistake was his lack of awareness of his terrain. After he tripped and was pursued, he again utilized a knee strike to create space between himself and the attacker. At this point, the same concept that you see in several arts called shrimping was used to climb his way up the wall back into a defensive position. Our defensive training also emphasizes the importance of defending from temple to hip. Here you saw that in a series of shields as the attacker pursued. Finally, exploding out of the shell, we saw a demonstration of the concept of utilizing our surroundings. What this achieved was a downward motion, a strike to the throat, followed by a chop behind the knee. In Sanuces Jiu-Jitsu, we're constantly looking to achieve striking something vital. Vision, breathing, and balance are paramount. In this case, we utilized breathing and seized that reaction with a leg strike. The mistake, however, was leaving my back to my opponent, which created a series of further attacks. After a series of strikes, our attacker achieved a rear naked choke. In this case, another movement directly out of our katas, striking with the bottom half. That created an opening for the defender to come around the side and control the arm. At this point, an attempt was made to break the arm. However, it was not successful. And in this case, the arm was then placed behind the head. The continuity here was a second attempt to break the arm. However, the attacker created a fist and pointed his thumb downwards, therefore canceling the motion of the arm break. The next resort was to slam the attacker up against the wall. After the attacker's second attempt to achieve the choke from the rear, what you saw was the defender again moving with him, which resulted in what's known as a sacrifice throw. As this attempt was made to isolate the shoulder and break the arm, you saw the attacker grab my leg, therefore nullifying that sequence. That was followed by a simple strike and a kick out in order to free the compromised limb. The kick out and recover. Attacking the weapon is a taught and tuned principle in Sanuces rule. This was demonstrated in both confrontations. What we saw here after the spinning elbow was a downward movement, followed by an upward movement, again followed by a downward movement. You can see here, again, vision is compromised. After this, again, the gate is open underneath the armpit to achieve the throw. It was followed up then by a break against the knee, a trace to the wrist, and a lift where the defender is utilizing the concept of pain compliance to control his attacker. We hope you enjoyed this reenactment. However, we acknowledge that a high level of technique proficiency was demonstrated. In attempts to achieve simplicity through survival, it's critical that we train both psychologically and physically. Repetition, muscle memory, and staying aware of your surroundings is critical. I'm Shion Khalil, student of Professor World King, student of Dr. Moses Powell. Hustlers.